Welcome to Over the Top Rope Wrestling. It's your boy, Mr. Still Your Dibs, and I'm joined by my brother from another, the one, the only, Tantalizing. Tony, Tantalizing, how's it going, my brother?
Take two.
Take two, exactly. Take two. So we had a technical difficulty happen somewhere during the show, but hey, we're back. We're about to get it. Thank y'all for sticking with us.
You,
LTK say, let's get it.
you know who it was, bro, right? You know what it is, right?
What is it, my brother?
They see us. The powers that be see that we're taking off, that we're doing our thing. They see it. Vince
Hmm.
Kennedy McMahon.
Gianna Forever, let's get the div stolen. Yeah, that's right. I like that. Let's get the div stolen. Yeah, make me a shirt like Tantalizing. Like he got Nathan of Tantalizing. Let's get the div stolen. Um, Everybody, let's go and get it rolling. As you all know, this past Tuesday, we lost a Hall of Famer, a legend, a pioneer in the wrestling game in Scott Hall. I'm gonna let Tantalizing start off with his words, and I'll jump right back in it. So, Tantalizing, once again, your thoughts about Scott Hall?
Okay, we're going back to Toronto's again. Okay, so
Yes.
as we said earlier, in case you missed the show, we all have had interaction with Scott Hall. Scott Hall, one of the best to have ever done it. In my opinion, he should have won the heavyweight title.
Definitely.
Should have won the heavyweight title. I never did. And it's just every time you talk about it, we all know your life here on earth is temporary. You know,
Yep.
you're not going to be here forever. But when it's somebody like that, when you got the guy like Scott Hall, the bad guy, Razor Ramon, you know, he made wrestling. He made it cool to be a bad guy. You know,
Yes, sir.
he really did because you have to realize when Scott Hall got popular as Razor Ramon, it was 1993.
Mm-hmm.
This is before Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes, sir.
So he's one of the first major bad guys to start getting cheered. You know?
Yeah.
And he beat his demons. He had drug, alcohol issues, all kind of problems, and he beat it with the help of DDP.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it sounds redundant. I'm gonna do his quote again because you guys should listen to it. It's not just a cliche. It shows you no matter how deep in a hole you are, if you want to help yourself, and if you have the people around you, you can dig yourself out. So I'm gonna repeat his quote one more time, just because. Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Hey yo.
Hey, yo, I was I was in the arena for that Hall of Fame speech, man.
So was I.
Yes, right here in New Orleans. Am I
I
correct?
was at the Yes, I was
Yeah.
at the ladder match at WrestleMania 10.
Well, you was at every WrestleMania.
Well,
But we lost the pioneer in Scott Hall, and I was a big Scott Hall fan. You know, he was oozing with machismo. But
Losing.
yeah, when you talk about when you talk about a wrestler with swag, you think about a wrestler with swag, Scott Hall comes to mind automatically in my mind. And nobody ever had anything bad to say about Scott Hall as a person. I've never heard one bad thing from Scott Hall as a person.
No, nope. Never was
And
mean to fans. Was never mean to fans. Never like um, you know, kick nobody to the side.
yeah, a great person. I met Scott Hall for the first time in 2017 here in New Orleans at a Wildcat Wrestling show. And I went up to get a picture with him. He was doing pictures. And he asked me if I like Wildcat Wrestling. And I said, yeah, I wouldn't be here if I didn't like Wildcat Wrestling. They put on good shows. And he was saying how he's a good friend with the promoter, Luke Hawks, who's wrestling in NWA as we speak with his son, PJ Hawks. And and he also was just talking to me. And at the time, the lady I was dating, he said, "That's the lady you're dating?" I said, "Yeah, that's my lady." And he goes, "Well, you know I'm a bad guy, so you better keep her close, or she'll become my lady." Busting a joke, and I started laughing. I totally thought it was totally funny. But with that being said, we got many memories with Scott Hall. Him losing to the 1, 2, 3 kid, who turned out to be X Pac slash Six Pac, 2-time Hall of Famer in the WWE.
At the Manhattan Center. At the Manhattan Center, I was there for that too.
Okay, at the Manhattan Center. Also at Madison Square Garden, WrestleMania 10, the first ever ladder match with Shawn Michaels. And then my favorite memory of Scott Hall was when he showed up at WCW Monday Night Nitro, walked in the ring, had a mic, and says, "Hey, yo, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here."
Right.
And that was the start of the NWO. Like I said earlier, before we had any technical problems, Scott Hall might not have been the leader of NWO, but in my mind, he is the one that started it off by doing what I just said he did on that night at Monday Night Nitro. So to me, Scott Hall is a legend. He's a pioneer. This one did hurt a little bit, but we send all our prayers and thoughts to his family, to all of his friends, all of his deep fans, especially our friend Ebony, because she loved her some Scott Hall big time. Big time. So I know she's taking hard in
The queen of MVS.
the queen of MVS. That is correct. And everyone who loves Scott Hall, that's taking it hard, man. Our prayers go out to everyone. And Scott Hall, rest in peace, man. You will never be forgotten. Bad guys last, like you said. Yes,
Hey,
indeed.
JB, I sent Richie a link, but I don't know if he can get it. He wanted to jump in,
He want to jump
but
in?
I'll text you his email address. Also, Programmer Hub, can you take his comment down for me, please, JB? Because I wanted to say something real quick. Programmer Hub has up here. He says, "God, please take Ric Flair and send Scott Hall back."
Yeah,
That's
I
not.
see that one. I didn't put that one up. Yeah,
But
I
that's
didn't put
not.
that one up.
That's not
That's
something you've been
yeah,
joking.
that's not to say. Correct.
I mean, we appreciate you being on the show, but let's not you know, yeah, that's not. We don't
Yeah,
want to
we want to keep it
badness.
classy. Programmer Hub.
Yeah,
Yeah, we want to keep it classy. So, but definitely. Um, so you send me Richie's thing,
yeah, I got
Hus-
you right now.
Hassan Terrell. Yes, he died on Tuesday. Scott Hall passed away on Tuesday. If you didn't know, yes, he passed away. Yes, he had hip surgery and had complications with his hip. So yeah, he did pass away.
And program of not that it wasn't not a. We understand it was a joke. Just some people might not understand that you were joking. And the
Correct.
last thing we don't want to offend anybody.
That's right.
Not to mention YouTube has certain parameters and rules that you can't do, and they will block you. They won't block us. They will block you. So
Correct. That is correct. So we're gonna move on to the next one. And Jeff Hardy. So I'm gonna read this first, what Jeff Hardy says in a recent interview, and then I'll let you go first, and I'll send the stuff to my boy Ravis and Richie. He wants to come on the show. But Jeff Hardy was on his podcast, and this is what he said in regards to when he left the live show, and that was the last time we saw him in a WWE ring. So Jeff Hardy said certain things happen for a reason. Subconsciously, that was maybe the smartest thing that I've ever done. Guided by something higher than me, I'll say. The best way I can describe my journey the last few months in WWE was like glimmers of hope. Maybe I still do have something. The last glimmer of hope was Survivor Series, which was really good. It came down to me, and I was killing it. Almost won, and the crowd was so behind me. I felt like one of the most popular baby faces in WWE because the crowd was so with me. Then there were other times where I felt like a ghost, roaming the halls like I don't feel important. I kept doing my deal and would show up and do whatever they wanted me to do. I've never been a politicker, so I don't go out of my way to try and get a certain spot or achieve a certain status. That night in Edinburgh, Texas, I finished my heat. I took the heat and I said, I'm ready to go. Went over the rail, disappeared into the crowd. Naturally, they think I took something like drugs or whatever, but I didn't. If I was that bad, I should have never went out there. That's the way I see it. I thought just another unpredictable thing I can do and I'll get away with it. It was more serious than that. Again, it was one of the smartest things I've ever done because everything worked out so perfectly, mainly because my first day in AEW, I felt valuable for the first time. The care and love I was shown, I got chills thinking about it. In WWE, it felt like they just wanted to keep me there so to sell action figures. And then during that time, they never put my face paint on any action figures. Now in AEW, I'm getting an action figure with my face paint. I feel important. I'm happy to be reunited with my brother, Jeff Hardy. My brother, what do you think about this? I'll let you start it off.
And forgive me for eating on camera. There's a personal stuff going on, not in my family, just with some people in my circle. Haven't eaten today, so please forgive me. My blood sugar was down, believe it or not. But I was very critical of Jeff Hardy. Not knowing what his situation was at the time. I said if he was back on drugs and they released him, oh well. But like I said, we also did say that if he was just not happy and he wanted to get out of there, kudos. Because WWE will burn you out and not use you. Like there's people like Cesaro who is gone now, you know, who underutilized, and people get fed up, and they want to wrestle, they want to work, and Jeff Hardy saw a way out, took it. He made a great point too, that if he was so bad in the first place, how did they let him get out of gorilla position and to wrestle? You know,
Right, correct.
I don't know.
I'll say this. I love Jeff Hardy.
Me too.
I said it 1,000 times. I really do, and I'm happy he's getting a fresh start at AEW. I really am.
At 44 years old.
44 years old. Yes. Now, with that being said, to me, Jeff Hardy should never have been a jobber in WWE. He was losing to everyone. And I understand to help put over the new talent. I get it. But man, he was losing to everybody. One, two, three, clean. And he is too much of a talent for that to be happening to.
Former
So
world champion.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm a world champion in WWE, Impact Wrestling. That to me was just wrong for what they were doing to Jeff Hardy, who is still a phenomenal talent. And yeah, with that happening, he doesn't feel important. I mean, I think Jeff Hardy wouldn't mind helping others out, help getting them older over. You know, He's been in the game over 20 years. He knows the business. But when you know that you're still a phenomenal talent and they're just using you as a guy to get people over, yeah, you're gonna feel, not important. So I totally get it.
Not
I
to men- not to mention, I just realized this. I'm looked it up. Jeff Hardy's a Grand Slam winner.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
United States, Intercontinental, Tag Team, and WWE Champion.
Yes,
What?
sir.
What?
Yep,
What?
that is right. So, uh, I'm 100% with him, except for the fact, and this is how I look at it. You look at it as Jeff just walked out. Kudos to him. I look at it as he was in a tag team with Drew and somebody else, a six-man tag team, and he left his partners out to dry.
Mm.
That's the only issue I have. That's it. Because I play basketball. I'm a coach for team taekwondo sparring. You know, I play football. I'm so engaged with the team. You and I are a team, you know,
Mm.
and I wouldn't want to leave you hanging and you wouldn't do the same to me. If you couldn't do something for the show, hey, JB, I'm stuck in traffic or my car is not starting. I'm stuck out in another state. Da 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 da. Cool. At least we communicated and I know Tony can't make it, stuff like that. Just like when we had Kira a couple weeks ago. And
You mean like
so
that? You mean?
so that's the only thing I didn't like. He left them out to dry. That's it. I would have finished the match and be like, look, man, I can't do this no more with y'all if y'all don't have any other plans for me. That's
Well,
the
how about
only.
how about if he talked to how about if he talked to Drew and who's his partner?
I don't remember. Was it
Well,
Big
what
E?
about whoever it was? What if he said something to them prior? Hey, you guys, listen, I'm walking out of this. I'm over it. What if they knew? You know,
That can go two
I
ways. That can go two ways. Either they could have been okay with it, or like, no, hold on, no, finish with us, finish with us. I don't know.
no, I know what you're saying. My thing is this, and it sucks because we're out on the outside looking in. It was
Yeah,
Ray
that's true.
Mysterio. We're on the outside looking in, and we know how we are frustrated as fans when we see Rey Mysterio not getting pushed, Ricochet not
Yeah,
getting pushed, Jeff Hardy not getting pushed, Killer Cross who's gone, Keith
right.
Lee. We imagine their frustration because they're walking around. They when you do an event like Raw starts at 8. You have to be there at 4,
Yeah,
so sometimes 3 o'clock. Now you're walking around from to find out what's going on from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in an arena doing what? And
Hold on. Mister says the other partner was Rey Mysterio. Right here.
yeah, it was right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what do you do for 5 hours, 6 hours, and then they say that then you got the show till 11. Oh, well, by the way, we're not using you. It doesn't happen one week. Of course, it happens sometimes,
Hmm.
but it's not like Jeff Hardy is some. He's not Veer Mahan.
Correct.
He's a first time ballot Hall of Famer. He's arguably part of one of the greatest tag teams in the history of wrestling. He innovated the ladder match. He is one of the most popular WWE superstars of all time.
That's correct.
Kids love him, girls love him, guys love him. You know, um, so somebody like him, I get it. Now, if you got another wrestler, I'm not trying to. There's a hierarchy, but if you got a guy like let's use trying to think of a wrestler that's okay, but let's say Jinder Mahal. Even though he's a former world champion,
Hmm.
I could see them making him wait around every now and then.
Yeah.
He's not on the level of Jeff Hardy. Not that Jinder's not great. Jinder's great. Don't get me wrong. Great work ethic, great wrestler, great guy. But
Yes.
they brought Jeff Hardy back for a reason, and they knew Jeff Hardy's demons, and he overcame them.
Yeah.
And there was money in Jeff Hardy too, which I don't understand. With the face paint, with the shirts, it doesn't make sense. So I don't blame him. Not even a little bit. Not that he walked out, not that he left.
And for WWE to contact him to offer him a spot in the Hall of Fame and to bring him back after they did what they did to him. So right then and there that they felt a certain way and they felt wrong about what they did. And Jeff said no. Now Jeff would have done the Hall of Fame if they did the Hardys. And they didn't want to do the Hardys. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like the Hardys are going to be in the Hall of Fame in that company as a tag team.
And singly. You have to put
both.
Jeff and Matt in single and
You got
together.
to. You got
But
to.
at the same time, they're both former world champions. Maybe Matt won the ECW title, but it was their world title at the time.
That's right.
And that shows you the balls.
Yes.
Of WWE, like, hey, we're going to bring you back. We'll bring you into the Hall of Fame. Not to mention, they weren't asking him to retire. He was still going to be an active wrestler.
Yes. Yes.
So, look, bro. Kudos to him. He's making big money now. He's making good money.
Oh yeah, Tony Khan, but that
that unlimited purse.
Carl Tony Friend or Carl Clay.
Yes,
Kira.
Before we bring in Ravishing Ricky Ramone,
Kira's gonna come in. I got an emergency call. I'll be right back. I'm letting you know I'm not dissing you like Jeff Hardy.
Kira. No, I know you're not dissing me. Go right ahead. S&D. All right. So, come on in, Kira. And we have, hello, Kira. And we got our good buddy, Ravishing Ricky Ramone. What's happening, Ricky Ramone? Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
What it do?
What up? What up? What up?
What's up? What you want to talk about? You wanted to join us on the show? What's happening?
This is the guy, Razor is the guy who made toothpicks cool. You know what I'm saying?
That is the truth. That is
Razor.
the truth.
And a lot of people forget, when you was talking about the Hardys, a lot of people forget Matt Hardy and Shannon Moore, version 1, V1. That was one of the best gimmicks Matt Hardy has ever had. I believe Matt Hardy could have went further with the version 1 gimmick in WWE.
They didn't go far enough with it because it was over with the crowd. It was over.
Yeah, the crowd loved it. And then he had the little facts on there, remember?
Yes.
So
Kira, do you know about the Matt Hardy version 1 gimmick?
I do not. I'm confused.
You probably weren't even born when that came out, Kira.
Nah, she gotta do some homework on that. That's your project for this weekend.
Yeah,
Matt Hardy version 1.
Tantalizing Tony's gonna make me watch all of the old videos.
Hey, look, all you gotta do is go on YouTube, search Matt Hardy version 1, or you gotta go in Peacock and look for it.
The facts were hilarious.
Yes. Ravishing Ricky, what are your thoughts about and your memories on Razor Ramon, Scott Hall?
Razor, actually, I use the last name Ramon. That's not my legit last name, but I use that name. A lot of people say, you use Ravishing for Rick Rude. I really don't. It's really not. But Ramon is because of Razor Ramon. That's why I use Ramon, because Razor Ramon is honestly one of my favorite wrestlers, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time in any company. This guy was a trendsetter. Like Tony said, this guy was making bad be cool before it was. I think it's a shame that the contract issues, and not really the contract, it was really contract issues, it was money. If you're gonna get guaranteed money somewhere, hey, I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do what you got to do with your family. But be quiet, Tone. We're live. So I think that Razor, how great would it have been to see Razor and Shawn Michaels feuding over the WWF title?
It'd have been wonderful. You think about it, even with Razor and Diesel feuding over the title would have been great.
You had what you look at this fantasy book I'm doing for decades ago.
Yes.
Razor and Undertaker. You got Razor and the Kid. Go for it. You know, the Kid got that win over him. So it's a lot of things they could have done with Razor. I mean, he had a great career. He had his battles. Everybody has their demons. Everybody has things they go through. Some worse than others. But this man had a great career. We're glad that he was here with us. We was able to see his art and his craft in the ring for us to get entertained. And, you know, that's just it. He was the bad guy. There's never going to be anybody else like him. Damian Priest is not Razor Ramon. I mean, I understand what he's doing for the respect factor, which there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But, yeah, that's basically it. He was one of the greatest of all time. And not to mention, I still consider him the founder of the NWO. Just how they played that. Just how they played the storyline and everything. It was like he came in as, oh, you don't know why I'm here. Well, you'll know soon enough, though.
Exactly.
You know? Yes. So I don't think he gets enough credit for that. But Scott Hall wasn't really a guy to get credit. He didn't care about that.
He didn't care about it. Yep. Kira, what are your thoughts about Scott Hall?
Well, as you guys may or may not know, I am a youngster.
And we'll be right back. No, I'll just play. I'm joking. I'm sorry.
I'm a youngster, so I didn't really follow his career back in the day. But of course, I knew who he was. They kept his legend going throughout to this day. So I know of him. I haven't seen any of his big matches. Well, of course, I've seen the Shawn Michaels match, but it's tragic because his legend still lives to this day. So for people like me, the young people that watch WWE, they still know about him. So that's good. What is going on? They still know about him. So I'm gonna mute my mic right now. He's a legend, and the fact that I know of him to this day is fantastic.
He's never going to die with us. His life will continue to carry on for years and years to come. Trendsetter Scott Hall, everybody. Now, something I thought about the other day.
Let me ask you something real quick, JB. What is your thought? I want your honest opinion. You always give your honest opinion anyway. But your opinion on, I don't know what you're getting into. What are you getting into, actually? Because I don't want to ask a question, and we're not getting to that part of the show.
The next topic I was going to is, who would you pick first on your wrestling Mount Rushmore between The Rock or Stone Cold? That's where I was going with this.
Who would you put number one? That's what you mean?
No, if you gotta pick between the two, The Rock or Stone Cold, who would you pick?
Oh, I can't. They both have to be there. It's not. I mean, but if you had to pick one, and you look at everything in the business, in the wrestling Mount Rushmore, I'm gonna put the Rattlesnake, only because he has a much more longer career than The Rock in the ring. We know that.
We lost the sound from Ravishing Ricky. We lost your sound, Ravishing Ricky. We do not hear you. The
Listen, I'm not muted.
There you go. He's back.
Do you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
I can't.
He can't hear us. Tantalizing, go ahead.
Let me first apologize. We got some stuff going on here today. You guys know how it is. We don't bite. We don't sugarcoat nothing here. We have a friend that's in a bad way, that something happened, and we're just trying to deal with this. It's just crazy. But anyway, so if you guys heard anything, hey, listen, it is what it is. What was the question about the Mount Rushmore?
Well, I'm back, and I hope you're all right, Tone. I'm here.
Who, if you had to pick between Austin and Rock to put on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, who would you pick?
You can't put them both.
Can't put them both. You got to pick one.
You guys hear me?
Yes, sir. We hear you.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure. All right. So before you start talking, I'm going with Stone Cold only based off he's not as Hollywood as The Rock, which that doesn't mean anything. But Stone Cold was more wrestling, like into professional wrestling based, more than worried about outside ventures. And he did it. They're both. That's an argument that'll be had for years and decades. I think you would never really say, but I'm gonna say Stone Cold.
Tantalizing.
It's very tough because they're both. You have to realize something. The Rock is the biggest movie star on the planet because of wrestling.
Yes.
But we're talking about the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, not Hollywood movies. Forget the Hollywood stuff from both of them.
No, I know.
Stone Cold did his thing too, but based upon their thing in wrestling, I believe that's what JB's trying to say. Who would you pick first? I gotta go with Austin.
So let's break it down like this. So when when Stone Cold came on the scene in '96, he had a terrible gimmick, the Ringmaster. He then told Vince, "This ain't working. Let me do my own thing." We knew at King of the Ring, the fourth King of the Ring, that Austin 316 was born. That was a shoot promo. Just so you guys know, the only time Stone Cold Steve Austin ever said Austin 316 was at the King of the Ring. He never said it again after that.
Correct.
You have to realize he retired in 2002. So he's only in WWE for 6 years when he was an active wrestler from Stone Cold. And he was hurt a few times where he was gone. He also took a little sabbatical where he left. Mm-hmm. Then you got The Rock, who came in as Rocky Maivia, and he debuted at Survivor Series in the Garden, which I was at. And
wait a minute. Flex Cavana. All right.
He was Flex Cavana back in Florida. He was Flex Cavana back in Florida before Florida Championship Wrestling. And The Rock, once he turned on, I believe he turned on Mark Henry to join the Nation of Domination. Just before Mark Henry became a Nation of Domination.
I thought he attacked Ahmed Johnson.
Whoever it was, I don't remember who it was, but whoever it was, The Rock turned, put his fist up with Farouk, aka Ron Simmons, and then the star was born. And they both had multiple WWE titles. The Rock had 7. I believe Stone Cold had 6.
I think Rock had 8.
Maybe you might be right about that. Both former tag team champions, both former Intercontinental champions.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's tough.
Does the botched heel turn with WrestleMania 17 play a part in that?
It was a botch. It wasn't a botch. It didn't work because people love Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Correct.
People love Stone Cold Steve Austin. People were devastated. I was with a little kid. He was a little kid then, but he cried because Stone Cold was his favorite. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm long-winded because I got a lot on my mind. But I hate to say it because The Rock's my dude, but you got to put Stone Cold on the Mount Rushmore. You have to. If you could only pick 4, and the other 3, in my opinion, and we got to have this debate one day. The other 3, in my opinion, are.
Let's get JB's opinion, then we'll give our 4.
JB, what are your 4, JB?
Well, let me give my thoughts who I would pick out of these 2 first.
Yeah, I got Stone Cold.
You got Stone Cold also. All right. Rock is my dude, man. The Rock is my dude. I will bet for Rock any day on anything. But when I think about this, let's think about who was the actual leader during the Attitude Era. It was Stone Cold. It was Stone Cold. And Austin and Rock were 1 and 2. 1 and 2. But Stone Cold was over him. Let's think about it. Who has more Royal Rumble wins? Stone Cold has 3. They both had titles for days. Yes, they did. They had many many titles. The Rock has 8. You know,
Two
he
of the
won.
best Intercontinental champions of all time.
Correct. Stone Cold with 6 world titles. The Rock won his last 2 coming back from movies and then a 7-year hiatus when he beat CM Punk to get number 8. And they had one of the best rivalries of all time in sports entertainment professional wrestling history. They had that.
Yep.
But man, I just look at Austin being the leader of the Attitude Era. You know, they all had a major point in taking down WCW. You know, we knew of Austin and WCW and ECW, but with Austin and Triple H and Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, but the new stars they also would bring up to bring down WCW, who had the big time names in Hogan, Sting, Flair, just to name a few. That says a lot. And that guy, Stone Cold, was the leader of that. So I love The Rock, but this hurts me to say, if I had to pick between the two first, I have to pick Stone Cold. Gotta pick Stone Cold. Now we're going with top 4, correct?
Yes, but Kira, I know you're back for Tone, but real quick, we're getting to the 4 on the Mount Rushmore, but you could only have either Stone Cold or The Rock. So, in your opinion, who would you have, either Stone Cold or The Rock, on your Mount Rushmore of wrestling, from what you know of them?
Well, it's not much that I know of them.
What?
But I don't even know like their accolades, like the titles that they've won. But if I'm talking Mount Rushmore, I feel like I don't know, this is difficult. I'm trying to think of who made the biggest impact in WWE.
Well, as you think about that, we'll be going picture in picture.
I'll tell you this, Kira. I'll tell you this. So when it comes to T-shirt sales of all time, Stone Cold, NWO, DX are top 3.
Woo!
So that's just tell you something right there. And Stone Cold shirts still sell to this day.
They sell every year for 316 Day.
Definitely.
Brooklyn 316. Man,
Yeah.
New York 316.
Everywhere there's a 316.
No, the 316. Yes, everywhere. And you wait till Mania this year. How many Dallas 316s they're going to be?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So yes.
Now this is a swerve because some people were saying, what if Dwayne comes out in that KO show and faces off with Stone Cold?
Negative.
Now, I don't think it's gonna happen. Maybe unless he's pulling double duty. Who knows?
Negative.
They could put another WrestleMania 27 promo angle in the back, like when Rock was talking, and he turned around, Austin was right there, and you ready to go kick some ass? Yeah. And then they could do something like that. But as far as
them having a match or facing off,
Nah. I think I'll see I think the possibility of Rock showing up and confronting Roman at the end is more ideal than Rock and Austin again.
They can't. You have to realize something. This is to give Stone Cold his proper send-off in retirement. He never got a retirement match.
This is not his last spot, though, bro. I'm telling you right now. He's going to have one more match. I'm telling you.
Nope.
Telling you. Hollywood. It's going to be him, too. I'm telling you.
Nope. This is the last time you'll see Stone Cold in a ring as an active wrestler, if you can even call him that. Because if they were going to have any match, they would have did it here at Texas. This is the biggest place to do it. He is from Texas. He grew his whole persona is from Austin, Texas. If they're going to do anything with Stone Cold, it would be at this year's WrestleMania. This is the last time you'll see him. Now, of course, you'll see him in the ring again, like talking and, of course, showing up for stuff. But it's the last time. This is his retirement send-off. This is it.
What if – because there's talk that Stone Cold's been training for a while now. right? So
Yeah.
that's what they said. There's a couple reports online saying that he had a ring, he had a WWE ring brought to his house, his property, and he's been training for a few months already without anybody knowing. So now
Because
my thing is
because if that's the case, the match will be at WrestleMania. They might set up on Saturday night the match for Sunday.
this is what I'm saying.
I was just about to say that.
This might happen. This might happen because if he's training like this, and I'm sure he's been cleared for years to come back, but he just hasn't because he doesn't want, God forbid, you know what I mean? Take the wrong bump. No matter how good the technology is with doctors and everything, you can still get yourself messed up. So maybe this does set up something for night, but they're on night one, right? They're
They are,
supposedly built as the
night
night
one.
one main event, right? It's
Not
not.
the main
It's not
event.
Ronda and Charlotte.
You don't think Ronda and Charlotte not gonna be the main event?
I don't think it should be. I think it should go before that.
I
I don't think you close out Saturday with Ronda and Charlotte, and I believe this match is going to be horrible.
let's say this.
My opinion.
Let's say this. I like your opinion. If Stone Cold and KO, after their little interview on the KO show, decide to have a match, and let's say it happens on Saturday, that should main event Saturday night. At the same time, let's say they decide to have a match on Sunday, or it's just a brawl in the ring. I'm more leaning towards Edge and AJ main event in Saturday night.
Well, they're already promoted Edge and AJ for night two.
Oh, they're on night two. Okay.
Night two is Edge and AJ, Roman and Brock, Theory and Pat McAfee is night two, because you know you're gonna have involvement with Vince or something.
The main event for Saturday night will be Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. They will be the main event for Saturday night. They will close out with the women. Two women that have formerly main evented WrestleMania will main event WrestleMania together on Saturday night.
Well, they all four did main event in WrestleMania.
Right, but the thing with this is this. Charlotte Flair doesn't need the main event WrestleMania, and neither does Ronda Rousey. Sunday's the better night for them to shine.
Well,
because it's a bigger stack. Go ahead.
I have the most on the card Sunday.
This can go anywhere. This what we're talking about. Is going to go 50 different directions because
yeah. Let me say my part, and we can go back to naming our Mount Rushmore, and then we go to the next topic. I disagree with Tony right now, and this is why I say this. The last SmackDowns we have seen, especially last night, Ronda and Charlotte ended the show. We have not seen that with Becky or Bianca yet, even though Becky was hurt. So to me, with that happening, I think Charlotte and Ronda are going to main event Saturday night still. Just my opinion.
I think that the better main events for the women would have been this year. Becky versus Tony Storm for the Raw's title. Tony OnlyFans Storm. And I would have had Charlotte go against Bianca for the SmackDown or Raw, whatever brand they was on. I don't know. I think
that's not what's happening. Let's talk about exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Because we could fantasy book anything any day, and it's a great match. It's a great fantasy booking. Don't get me wrong, but we got to focus on is what's happening and what's best for business.
Yeah.
You want your big as Becky is and as big as Bianca is. They're not putting them on Sunday night. They're not. They're going to put Charlotte on Sunday night because everybody knows that Sunday is really WrestleMania.
Yes.
If you go to the history of WrestleMania, Sunday night's WrestleMania. The big guns are going to be on Sunday. Now you say, well, Stone Cold's on Saturday. I still believe, and somebody says in the chat somewhere that they don't think that they would put
right
Stone
here.
Cold. Yeah, it'd be but here's the thing. That's a LTK. That's a great comment, but let me tell you why it's a little bit it doesn't matter what your comment says.
It's WrestleMania.
It's WrestleMania, bro, and everybody's coming there both nights regardless. This event is sold. Even though it's not sold out yet, it's sold. And by the time WrestleMania hits on April 2nd, it will be a legit sellout on both nights. You don't have to prop up Stone Cold's going to wrestle. You've already propped up that Stone Cold's going to be there on Saturday night. You think he's not going to show up on Sunday? You don't think he's going to be there? There's so many things that could change. So if Richie's correct with what his speculation was that Stone Cold had a ring, there's going to be a match. And why would they do it on Saturday night when you put the big gun on Sunday?
Well, you see what Stone Cold said in that video. He said it could be a KO show, it could be a brawl, it could be whatever. I'm coming there to whip your ass. So we know it's going to probably be an unsanctioned street fight. Something like that with them. They're going to brawl. There might be a separation. You might get somebody out there to say, listen, hey, enough of this. This is what we're doing. You want the match tomorrow night. Who knows who it's going to be? It's going to be Vince. It's going to be somebody else. Are they going to have a host for WrestleMania? I don't know. But I think, Tony, you're right. I think that's a high possibility of what could happen. Another possibility of what could be happening as well. Maybe Stone Cold is coming back to be in the general manager position for Raw and SmackDown. I don't believe that it would happen, but we don't know. He's got a lot of ventures going on, so he might not have time for it. So that's it for me with that.
All right, guys. Let's name our Mount Rushmore top 4, and then we go to the next topic. I'll go first. Stone Cold, The Rock, Ric Flair, Bret Hart. That's my 4.
Who you got, Tony? I'll go last.
This is built on business alone because I don't like certain people. Hulk Hogan. I hate him.
Yeah.
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 There's no wrestling without Hulk Hogan. There's no mainstream wrestling without Hulk Hogan. There's not.
That's right.
Hulk Hogan.
It's true.
Hulk Hogan, HBK, Ric Flair, and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
All right. So I got Stone Cold. I have Dwayne, The Rock. I have Sting, the Icon, on my Mount Rushmore. And I also have, it's hard, man, because I picked 4, but I'm going with Undertaker, man. That's my 4, man. Sting, Undertaker, Rock, Stone Cold, man. That's my 4.
And you know what? The Undertaker one is it's tough not to put him on as well.
It is.
I mean, then who do you take off? I mean, you can't
take. Everybody's deserving.
Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, to me, are no-brainers. Can you swap Undertaker with HBK? But HBK is so great. It's tough. And I think mine has changed over the course of time. Like, but no matter what you guys say, Hulk Hogan has to go on.
Yeah. I feel Sting has to go on.
I agree.
Sting has to be on the Mount Rushmore.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Sting?
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
I think it's a good choice, but I don't know either.
He put asses in the seat.
What?
Nope.
This man is still jumping off of stands into tables.
But you're not going to see Sting. You're not going to see Sting. You listen. To me. You didn't go to a pay-per-view. Listen, I think Sting's great, but WCW never put the numbers up that WWE put up. They weren't selling out WrestleMania. People are going to see Hulk Hogan.
Well, that wasn't that. A lot of that was storyline, though. If you're not interested in the story, I'm not gonna want to go see
WCW. With the Hulk Hogan, both turned it over to WCW to watch WCW, and that was with Ric Flair being there.
Good point, JB. Hulk Hogan was the catalyst. That he is the nucleus of wherever he goes. Even when he was washed up, in the NWO when they brought him back in WWE. Hulk versus The Rock at Skydome was the match because of Hulk Hogan, not because of The Rock. As good as The Rock was, everybody was there to see Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan had the bigger pop. Hulk Hogan had the bigger aura around him. And even after the match was over, what happened? Hulk Hogan did the pose. I am not, look at me, everybody, and this is my opinion. I am not a fan of Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is a racist.
Yes.
But Hulk Hogan is wrestling. It sucks. I hate to say it, but I keep it 100%. Hulk Hogan's a racist, but Hulk Hogan's the number one man in the business.
So let me ask you guys a question before we get something real quick. Who to you, as being one of the top guys in that era, who do you believe was the most overrated heavyweight champion for either division? You can only pick one. Well, actually, pick one from each, from WCW and WWF at the time. I got two that's overrated. One for WWF, to me, as a world champion who was, I think, shouldn't have gotten the title that at that point, but whatever. Triple H to me was overrated as a champion and as an all-around competitor, my opinion. That's just me. He had a good gimmick and everything, but I don't know. It was something about, I don't know. That's just my thing. I don't know. WCW to me, who was overrated as the champion, I mean, you can't go with Page, Diamond Dallas Page. He deserved it. He worked his ass off. He wasn't overrated. Not Sting, not even Hogan, you know. Goldberg wasn't. I mean, Goldberg was just. I don't know what the hell that was. I might go with Goldberg.
What's the
because
question?
Goldberg was the streak, but what was he really doing? You know what I mean?
What was the question?
His question is, who is the most overrated in both organizations, WWE and WCW?
All right. I'm
let me-
doing mine quick.
In the Attitude Era, like Monday Night Wars time.
Are we going overall? Because we're going all over the place. Are we going overall or just Attitude Era?
I'm going overall.
I just said. I mean, you can do overall. I'm saying personally for me for the Attitude Era, but you guys, you can say whatever you want.
Who are overrated as a champion?
As a world champion, yeah.
Goldberg on the WCW side, and on the WWE side.
Oh, I thought you said Goldberg for WCW and Goldberg for WW.
Could be.
We would have accepted that answer because it's two different companies.
But you know what? You ready for this one? I'm going to shock everybody. Goldberg for WCW and for WWE/F.
Who?
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart.
Overrated.
What?
No.
Oh, come on.
No.
Shut up,
Bret, man.
First of all, you're talking about my hero.
I know. That's why I don't understand.
Let me talk. Bret Hart was not flashy. Let's talk overrated. Bret Hart was a good technical wrestler. Listen, Bret Hart had the same match every match. He's more five moves than John Cena.
No.
Well,
no.
Listen, watch every Bret Hart match. Hear me out. Hear me out. I think I have a little more experience with this than you guys do with certain things because number one, I trained
you were in the business, correct?
Trained in the business. I actually trained with Bruce Hart, Bret's brother, and I'm a Bret Hart fan. So Bret Hart's my hero. He's my hero. So I'm telling you, I can say this with all certainty. Bret Hart did not sell merchandise. He did not put asses in the seats. He was the lowest, and I know this for a fact. Out of all the WWE champions of his era, he had the lowest box office. You tell me this. You went to a match you went to a WrestleMania saying, "Oh, I can't wait to see Bret Hart." Or would you say, "I can't wait to see Shawn Michaels"? So, what's the answer there? Bret or Shawn?
Bret, I'll go see Bret over Shawn for me. be honest with you.
What?
Yes. Yes. I'm for real, man.
Okay, but 9 times out of 10, the answer would be Shawn Michaels. If you said, who'd you rather
Most
see?
people, yes. Most people was correct. I agree with you on that.
And that's what I mean. And that's your opinion. So your opinion, of course, is valid. I'm saying if you ask 99 of 100 people, more people would say they came to see Shawn over Bret. Who would you rather see in the main event of WrestleMania? Stone Cold or Bret?
I can't pick.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
In the main
I agree
event,
with that.
who sold the most? Who put those asses in the seats?
Oh, Stone Cold,
Hogan
definitely.
or Bret? Hogan or
Hogan.
Bret?
Hogan.
The Rock or Bret?
The Rock.
Triple H or Bret?
Bret, man.
Triple H
Bret
or Bret Hart? Triple H.
I choose Bret or Triple H.
Okay, but who had a better career in the ring in WWE in aspects of WrestleManias?
Triple H.
Who put asses in the seats during the Attitude Era? The DX with Triple H, right?
Yes.
Did you go see DX or go see the Hart Foundation?
Mostly
DX. That's
See?
the group DX. Group.
Right. As great as Bret is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. But box office wise, you saw more Triple H shirts that backwards H's than you see Bret Hart shirts. You saw more DX shirts than you saw Hart Foundation shirts. You saw more Rock shirts. That's my point. So overrated overall in aspects of not as a wrestler, as a persona in the business. Bret Hart. Sorry.
My turn.
Understand
my turn. Now you good. My turn. WWE/F. I would say Diesel.
Very good.
Oh, no, yeah. Didn't he win that title in a house show at the Garden or something?
I was there.
Who was he? Who he beat? Backlund?
Backlund in 8 seconds.
Yeah. Diesel.
I was there.
And
untelevised. That's crazy.
Right. At WCW, you all, David Arquette.
Oh.
Yeah. We forget about that. I think we try to forget about that all the time, and it's still here.
David Arquette, man. Oh my goodness, man. That Jesus Christ.
That was all to promote that Ready to Rumble thing, right?
That movie. That was it.
That movie, yeah. That was a joke. They even said that. They said once he won the title in WCW, that was one of the final nails, because it's like, okay, this guy just comes in as a celebrity and wins the title. So it makes the title look like a joke.
Correct.
You know? And the WCW's look like a joke already anyway.
That's correct. So you're watching Over the Top Wrestling Show. It's your boy, Mr. Steal Your Dibs. We got Tantalizing Tony. He thinks he's going through right now, but he'll be back. We're also joined by my main man, Ravishing Ricky Ramone. Ricky, let's get to this topic. Sometime last night, word came out that Rose has signed with WWE. Number one, are we getting Seth versus Cody? And number two, what are your thoughts about Cody coming back to WWE after being one of the main guys who started up AEW?
You know, Wyndham Rotunda will be in Dallas, right?
Yeah, I've heard.
And now WWE doesn't let their superstars do events like that, right?
Right.
Okay. Technically, he's not contracted. He's not contractually obligated. So, my thing, I still think The Fiend comes back at Mania. I think that's Seth's opponent. I think they send Cody to SmackDown to feud with Roman. I think he comes out at the end. I don't think we get The Rock at the end. I think we might get Cody, because I think a lot of people are expecting Seth versus Cody. So I have a feeling that they're not going to do that match. Now, the match Seth will have, I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Whoever he's with. Now I know they already know who he's facing. We know that.
Yes.
He's probably working with, he's either working with Cody back or he's working with Rotunda. That's my opinion. I think for financial reasons, for his family, I think Cody made the right choice, I would think. He didn't really have any control anymore in AEW.
Yeah,
But
that's correct.
he did say in the beginning that he wanted to get the best talent in the world to AEW, and he wants to put AEW as a legitimate company, right? So now
Right.
that all these guys are coming in, now you're mad about it. You're not Daniel. You're not Bryan Danielson. You're not Cody Rhodes is a great performer. Everything we know that. But when you look at the levels of everything, this dude is not those guys. So my thing is, I think he comes in. If I believe the report is true, I don't think it would be a false report. Um, I think he doesn't face Seth. I think Seth has another opponent there. I could be wrong. It could just end up being Cody Rhodes, and it's just like whatever. We all knew it, and we're just anticipating him coming through the gorilla position through the WrestleMania stage. But my take on it is that we don't see Seth and Cody. We see Seth and Bray Wyatt, and then we see Cody coming out at the end. Or Cody could even, who knows if Cody comes out to assist Stone Cold with KO. And then we get a KO Cody Rhodes match on night 2. But there's a lot of ways that WWE could go with it. I just hope they go the right way with it.
I'm going to put up with John Rogers just put in the comments. Thank you, John Rogers, for tuning in to the show. He says it's been confirmed by people in WWE that Cody is facing Seth, and Cody will show up on Raw. I've heard the same thing. I don't know who else there is that can face Seth. And my opinion is this: you have to give Seth, who is one of the best talents in the world, a big time name. You have to right now. Cody Rhodes is a big time name. And there's so much you could have done with this storyline if this would have got done sooner. With Cody leaving his company, going to Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and starting off AEW, and now coming back. There's so much you could have done with this storyline if this is the case. But I do think we will get this. I do think Cody shows up on Monday Night Raw, come up and confront Seth. The ring complaining about he doesn't have no one at WrestleMania to face. And we get the match, Seth versus Cody on night 1 or night 2. Now, they also could have done this, which I wouldn't have mind, if Seth was facing someone else, and then on that Monday Night Raw, which will be full of surprises like always after WrestleMania, Cody would have came out then. But I think due to circumstances now, you got to pull that trigger and have Seth versus Cody. And it's just ironic to me that Cody is going back to WWE after everything he said about them. And granted, I don't think it was nothing personal. I think that's just business to promote AEW. Now, what's the best match for him to have at WrestleMania? It was Triple H. Remember, he destroyed the throne at one of the pay-per-views at AEW, like a Triple H replica. He
Yeah, that
destroyed
was
it.
when he faced. That's when he faced.
Dustin,
I
right?
think that's when he faced Dustin. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
his brother versus brother.
Yeah. So that could have been another matchup, but I am going to go with Seth versus Cody, and I think it'll be a spectacular matchup.
No, I think it will be too. I think I think both styles complement each other.
Very, very much.
I think that might be the perfect match for Seth at Mania. Now, if you have it at night 1, see if they do that. My thing is, you got night 2 is the Roman, and you got night 1 is both women's. So night 2, you might see the women's tag team match. I think if you have Roman and Brock on night 2, of course, is the main event. Do you open with Seth and Cody on night 2?
Yes, definitely,
Yeah, I think that's how you start off night 2 of Mania.
definitely.
You
Got
know,
to start. You got
night
to start off
1.
each night with a banger.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what could be the night 1 first match. Would it be Charlotte and Ronda?
No.
Or do you get Becky and Bianca to open the show?
Yeah, you could.
Or you can get
Becky and Bianca would.
you could do Priest and Finn Balor.
Nah.
That went.
I
That
think
I don't think that'll get. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you had maybe Finn against AJ or Seth,
Yeah.
that definitely. But nah. Welcome back, Tony. Good to see you.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm so, guys. So everybody watching, please forgive me today. We're having a rough day in my circle with a friend. So please forgive me, guys. Please forgive me for coming in and out. But I want to be part of the show. So where are we right now, guys?
So we had Seth versus Cody. Maybe it's been since last night. Cody has signed with WWE. Are we getting Seth versus Cody at WrestleMania? Give us your thoughts. All that type of stuff.
Okay, so everybody knows that I am one of the few people who has said this from the beginning. You know, I can even hold on a second. I'm trying to find this. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second.
Do you get Cody versus Shane if you don't get Cody and Seth?
I have said this from the beginning. This is on my page on a thumbnail. JB, if you could share this, please.
I got you, sir.
I've been saying this from day one. And I want you guys to hear me out, and everybody who's watching, and please hit those likes for JB. And guys, I never see any super chats for JB. Like, if you got $5, hit that super chat, man. Show him support the channel, man. Mr. Steger Dibs does his thing. He has great content. You listen, we're on the road to WrestleMania, guys. It ain't time to be cheap. If you got 99 cents, hit it with a super sticker, and me and Carol do a song for you on this end. We want to see some super chats in here. You guys don't act like you ain't got it. You got paid yesterday. We get paid next Friday. Hit me with a 99-cent super chat or even a $5 super chat to show you support this channel. Because we don't do this for free. I'm keeping it 100. Now, I have said that Seth freaking Rollins has no legitimate opponent to make him shine at WrestleMania. There's no one on this card.
I just said that. Yep. Go ahead.
Brings any kind of gravitas to the level of Seth Rollins. Now, we all know that Cody helped build AEW. We know that fell through. A lot of people speculate that maybe Cody Rhodes was part of Ring of Honor, which was a possibility. A lot of people said that maybe Cody Rhodes was going to do his own thing, which was a possibility. Maybe Cody Rhodes was going to join Control the Narrative. I am one of the few people from the beginning, before it was even said, that the biggest thing for Cody Rhodes to do is to go back to WWE. And I said it like this. I said Cody will go back, but Cody would have complete creative control of his character. And that's the only way he will come back. He's not coming back as Stardust. It's not going to happen. There's no way, after what Cody has done as a businessman, that he was going to come to WWE and be walked over. Now, people say, well, why would he come back? First of all, it's about dollars and cents. He wants the dollars and he's got cents. Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Cody Rhodes showed that you can leave a company as a mid-carder, as did Matt Cardona, as did a few other wrestlers who have reinvented themselves. That you can leave as a mid-carder because the powers that be don't want to give you that push, and you can reinvent yourself and you can make something yourself. Cody Rhodes came on AEW. He broke that Triple H throne. You think Triple H was mad at him? Triple H smiled. You know why? Because that's how business works. And that is also a tip of the cap to Triple H, saying that you're the king of kings and I have to knock you down to make it in this business. They're not mad at him. Vince probably has more respect for Cody Rhodes for leaving and coming back and making good business decisions. Now, that being said, I know I'm long-winded. I don't care if the show goes 5 hours. I don't care where you guys got to go and run the show till the wheels fall off this place.
You got the best triple threat right here. The new trios champions of YouTube right here, right? That's it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I like that.
But I'm the captain. Anyway.
First of all.
Be quiet. There is nobody on the level of Seth Rollins. There is nobody on the level of WrestleMania in Texas, the biggest WrestleMania, the greatest, the biggest, the best, the most stupendous. It should be the most tantalizing. We'll talk about it on another day. But they use every big word except tantalizing. It's true. It's damn true. Who else on the level of Cody Rhodes coming over can be on Seth Rollins' level for a WrestleMania match? Nobody. We will see this match at WrestleMania. They may not announce it. It may be a surprise. People say, well, why wouldn't they promote it? No need to promote it. You heard it here from me, the Tantalizing one, the leader of the nation Tantalization. You will see Seth freaking Rollins against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, at WrestleMania.
I think, while you were gone, I told this to Rabbit and Ricky. I believe Cody shows up on Raw. I think Seth's trying to cut a promo about he has nobody to face. Cody shows up. And then that sets it off. We also talked about they can start off WrestleMania night 1 or night 2, be the opening match. What do you think about that?
Opening match is great. What a way to start off WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes. You know?
Yes.
If this match isn't announced yet, if it's just Seth still complaining and he issued like an open challenge or something to anybody who wants to face him at WrestleMania and it's promoted for night 2, it's Cody. I think. But like I told JB, I think Cody is, with WWE, but I think Cody shows up to confront Roman at the end of the match.
Negative.
And they put him on SmackDown.
Negative.
That's my opinion.
Negative.
So, who knows?
Not to finish, and your opinion is valid, but not the fantasy book. I'm going to say this real quick because I know we've been going long today. There's only one outcome of the main event at WrestleMania between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns standing over Brock Lesnar again with both titles like we saw at the Garden of the House show, and then the entire Samoan dynasty coming out to acknowledge Roman Reigns, everybody. And then you hear, if you smell what the Rock is cooking. He comes out to acknowledge Roman. He said he comes out to acknowledge him as well, and Roman slaps the taste out of the Rock's mouth, and then the next night on, and they beat the crap out of the Rock, and then the next night on Raw, the Rock says, I'll see you at WrestleMania at SoFi Stadium. I'm telling you here, I'm calling it, that's what happens. Watch.
I think Rock shows up, but I don't think he comes to acknowledge Roman. I think he comes to confront Roman about how he's been acting. That's what I think. And then maybe Roman spirits him and walks out.
I gotta disagree. I'll tell you why. Because Roman is so over right now. You gotta realize he's got the I call it the Stone Cold-esqueness.
Yeah.
Okay? He's got the Stone Cold qualities now, where he's a bad guy, but you cheer him. WWE has to do something to get him back into that main heel mode. You can't have your number one guy in the company, as they're promoting as a heel, being cheered. The only way to keep him in the heel status, to keep him as the biggest heel, is for him to humiliate The Rock, who is trying to humble himself. The Rock is the most over-the-top, arrogant, charismatic entity in wrestling. Dare I say, he's the Tantalizing of the WWE. But honestly, the way to keep Roman a heel is for Rock to come on and to be like, hey, I'm acknowledging you the man now. And then Roman being like, what you even doing in my ring?
I'll tell you why The Rock is not going to be at Mania. It's a unification bout. Now, there's a title floating around in Texas. I know everybody's seen that big prop. It says World Heavyweight Champion. And it has a blue, like the SmackDown blue strip on the bottom. And I think it's a black belt with the blue strip on the bottom. It says WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So apparently that's the rumor that's what the new title will look like, right?
I'm gonna stop you right there. That belt that's in Dallas, that's the same belt that was in Orlando.
And New Orleans, right?
And New
Oh, not
Orleans.
New
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's just a prop then.
It's just a
Yeah.
prop. That's
Okay,
it.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. My bad, guys. But
You good, Chief.
I believe Roman comes out on Raw as the final act for the night to get the new championship title awarded to him as being the unified world heavyweight champion. And he's still going to be on SmackDown. And then I believe that is where you see The Rock is on Raw. I don't think they have him at Mania. I mean, it's WrestleMania. You would want to have The Rock at WrestleMania. Like, who doesn't? But I think they hold it off for Monday. I mean, it's just so many. I mean, that's pretty much obvious that should be and that will be the main event next year. So,
For as big as a star that The Rock is, it got to be WrestleMania. It has to be.
And that's Raw for the next night, with the ratings will go off the hook. Because if The Rock shows up and gets his ass handed to him at the end of WrestleMania, and you show Roman Reigns with his entire family and him with both if you see this,
here it comes.
no.
I can just point. I can point to mine. See, right there.
Use the props. If you see this, and you see the foot of Roman Reigns on the neck of the
belt.
Great One,
It's the wrong belt.
it's okay. I don't have the.
What was that? 2014 or whatever it was?
Hey, bro, quiet, rookie.
Yeah, bro, quiet.
Quiet, rookie, with your 3 belts in the wall.
Listen, man. All
Listen,
right.
let me finish. When you see that, you're telling me on Monday night you're not going to tune in? That's going to be on SportsCenter. The Rock is the biggest movie star in the world. Mainstream people are going to watch wrestling the next day. The Rock will be at WrestleMania. That's it.
And let me ask you a question real quick for JB Talks. And both you guys actually the questions for. If he doesn't show and the show just goes off with Roman winning and nobody comes out, what do you think the reaction is going to be in AT&T?
Roman is so over as a heel, and like Tony said, he's cheered. They'll be fine with it. It'll be okay. I saw Roman in AT&T Stadium against Triple H 6 years ago, and Roman got booed out the building.
Booed out the building.
Yeah. This will not happen this time. I think fans will be fine either way if Brock wins or Roman wins. I don't think there'll be any ill will towards Roman. I think they'll be happy. He's so over.
Brock will not win.
Brock's not winning. I know, but I'm just saying in general.
The Brock Lesnar, this is it for Brock Lesnar. Regardless of what happens, this is the culmination of this feud for the past 7 years.
7 years.
Roman Reigns is the golden child of the WWE. He has been groomed from NXT to the Shield to the head of the table to right now. He will be Universal / WWE Unified Champion. He beats Brock Lesnar for business on the biggest WrestleMania stage of all time. You have to do it this way.
And after this, we won't see Brock for a few months,
which is cool to me because
his deal's not up until 2024. But Brock has been pretty much on TV every week, and I love it. I've loved it.
And you know me, I'm a big hater of Brock Lesnar. You know I hate him as a part-timer.
Right.
But I did say this, JB, over 2 years ago when we started this show. I said I hate part-timers. If Brock was there every day, I'd be in love with him. And now he is.
And now you're in love with him.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love him. I love him.
All right, guys, let's go to our last topic of the.
There's one guy we're forgetting too.
Who?
That everybody seems to have forgotten. Who is the guy that cut the rope for the Demon at Extreme Rules? We never found out who that guy was.
Yeah, we did. It was a camera guy. You didn't see it?
Yeah.
Somebody caught the camera guy on video. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
All
that, but
right.
I was like, who the hell? All right.
So Charlotte Flair cut a good promo last night on SmackDown before Ronda Rousey came out, before they had their little fight again. But Charlotte said something that hit my mind and had me thinking, and pretty much in of Ronda doesn't love this business. Ronda doesn't care about this business. So Tantalizing, I go first. Do you think that Charlotte Flair made a correct statement? Is her statement the truth, or is this just to sell tickets?
I think that both things are true. I think that it is to sell tickets, and I think that it is 100%. So I'm getting a graphic up. It's 100% true that she doesn't love this business. I've never been a fan of Ronda Rousey, ever. I think she's great. I think she's great for business. Nothing against her. I think she has taken to wrestling very much so. I think she has definitely embodied what a WWE superstar should be. Does she love it like Charlotte Flair? Is she made for this? No. Both things are true. This is to hype the match, and Charlotte Flair was telling the truth. Ronda Rousey here for a paycheck. I'm not saying she doesn't like the business, that she doesn't enjoy it. You gotta, if you're doing something, you gotta enjoy it. But does she love it like Charlotte Flair, like Sasha Banks, like Bayley, like Becky Lynch, like Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley? No
Oscar.
way. No way. No way.
Ravishing
So
Ricky,
it's type it up. Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
Yeah. There you go.
I got 3 words about this whole thing, and I'm hoping that is true. And the 3 words are ding dong, hello. You know, I think Bayley is the whole culmination of this feud here. I think they might give. Who knows if Charlotte doesn't drop the belt? Who knows if Ronda doesn't win the title, and it's Charlotte still the champion? Then we get Bayley coming back or Asuka. But I think it's Bayley. I think Bayley's the culmination of this. I don't see them giving Ronda the belt back. So I think Charlotte goes over. But I don't like. I didn't like Ronda's take on things, which people make mistakes. I've made mistakes. We've all made mistakes. You could say, listen, I was in a bad place or whatever. I don't think she has as much passion as she thinks she did as a fan. Now being a performer and dealing with the heckling of the crowd, and that was the problem last time. I don't think she gets the title. I think this WrestleMania is going to be a lot of surprises. A lot of things that you think are going to happen are not going to happen. That's my thinking of this.
Hey, Tantalizing, Hassan Terrell, that one of your followers. You know this guy?
Put him on a timeout, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because you're not gonna respect the dead and everything. Just keep trolling, bro. For this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Hassan Terrell. Let me say something real quick. Hassan Terrell's
For real.
he's one of my subscribers, and I don't know what exactly his issue is. He says the same thing over and over again, like, for us to say picture in picture. We do it just because. Then it's like he's, oh, you missed SmackDown, you missed NXT. You know what? Yo, Hassan, listen, bro. If you can't respect the rules, we just block you. Period. Because not like you're not bring anything to the channel. I'm keeping this 100, everybody. It's not like you bring anything to the table other than asking you stupid questions every week about doing it picture. And hey, are you guys okay? Hey, oh, did Scott Hall die? Hey, you missed NXT, you missed Raw. We didn't miss anything. We know what we're doing. We've been doing this, okay? So stop trolling or we're gonna kick you out.
programmer hub person and the football scouting person. All right, that was two of the trolls. We do realize we're gonna get trolls from time to time. We know that.
Well,
But
Football scouting report.
Yeah.
Football scouting report's not a bad dude.
He's not. He's good. He's good.
He's good. I think he was defending us. Football scouting report was defending us against the other program hub who made a bad thing. So FSR is a good dude, just so you know. He donates to the channel. He's a good dude. I think he was defending us because he was offended by what the programmer hub had said. I can vouch for Football Scouting Report 100%. I know him personally.
Oh, you tell Football Scouting Report if that was the case, then I apologize. And
no, you made a mistake, and that's cool, bro. I'll message you.
Yeah,
ain't no apologizing. If he was wrong, we're gonna go take his dibs.
But he wasn't wrong though. But his Football Scouting Report wasn't wrong.
Watch his dibs. That's it. Watch your dibs.
All right, now to my take of it. I'm kind of in agreement with Charlotte Flair. I think Ronda Rousey is in this for a paycheck. She was close to Roddy Piper, and she could use Rowdy for her nickname. I really believe she's in this for a paycheck. Yeah, she's not bad in the ring. I think we agree with that. But she was gone for 3 years, had a child. I get it. But not once did you ever mention anything about professional wrestling, anything like that. None of that. And then now you're back. How long are you going to be back for? Are you here for a couple years or what? I would like to know. I can never forget when she did the promos, also whatever, and saying like how it's scripted and this and that. I will never forget that because I don't know of any wrestler who would ever do that, in my opinion. So yes, I believe Charlotte has a great point, and I'm kind of on her side with
you. Me too.
Something's gonna happen out of this. Something's gonna develop out of this. Yeah, out of after this, of course. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I just don't know anymore.
Yes.
Is that the show, JB? Is that it?
I got before we go.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought you did one more thing before you go. I heard something.
Yeah, I got
let me lead
into
this a little bit. Can I lead into this a little bit for you?
You can go ahead, my brother. Do it.
We didn't talk about this. We didn't talk about this, but you know me, JB. I pay attention. Even though first of all, let me apologize to everybody. I've been all over the place the last couple of days. WrestleMania is a big thing. This is the first time that me and JB are actually actively doing things with the channel for WrestleMania. We've been doing a lot of work. As has Richie. Richie's been going through his own personal things. And just to say to Richie, thank you for always trying to contribute. And I know you're going through stuff, so we love you.
I love you guys, man. Your guys kept your spirits lifted and everything, man. I'm back.
That being said, you know, in every man's life, there's a time where you must step your game up.
Wait a minute.
Everyone knows that, you know, I'm not just your friend Tony. I'm what I say I'm tantalizing. Everybody knows that I have my lovely titles that are set up on my shelf. I've got the Universal title. As Richie pointed out, I've got the 2014 Rock title, Attitude Era. And you know my titles, of course, my other titles here, which I love very much. You guys all know the Tantalizing Wrestling Federation Championship. And you know, you guys also know that, you know, I'm your one and only YouTube champion. I just thought I'd say that because no one else is on my level when it comes to YouTube championship. So just want to say that before Jerry B makes his announcement.
Oh man, just funny. 2 weeks ago, man, we were told he lost the YouTube championship. He couldn't even come on. He was just so distraught, you know. But
I regained it
yeah, I see
in the
that.
house
He got
show.
it back. There it is.
In the
There
house
it
show.
is. He regained it. But, ladies and gentlemen, where did Ricky go? Ricky, you left? Go?
It happens.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
It happens.
hey, yeah, it does.
No,
Bring him right
I
back
got
in.
I got a call and it cut the feed off. My fault.
You good, brother? Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am the one, the only Mr. Steal Dibs, CEO Steal Your Dibs Enterprises. I am top notch. I am big dog. I am the one and only Steal Your Dibs World Champion, ladies and gentlemen. Baby,
Yes, sir.
I am the champ. I have the gold on the belt, as you can see. The little green from New Orleans, little Florida's action on him. The leather strap, it looks black, but it is very, very dark purple tint. So yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice. There's
Steal
only
Your
one thing
Dibs
left to
World.
do. To get the ravishing title.
And with that, my brother. Oh, yes, it's your turn.
It's Richie Dibs. The Ravishing title should be coming soon. Congratulations, Mr. Steal Your Dibs, on being the champion of Mr. Steal Your Dibs Enterprises. You wear that belt proudly. It looks very good on you, I must say. From one
Thank you.
champion to another, welcome to the club.
Oh, yeah, it feels great. It feels great, ladies and gentlemen. It feels wonderful. Yes. Yes. But,
Good
ladies
job.
and gents, that is the end of our show. We'll be
Key
back
program notes?
Come back next week?
Yes, but I have a few quick announcements, if you don't mind.
Boom. Run it.
Everybody, if you know me, my name is Tantalizing Tony. This is my YouTube channel. Right there. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. I have two major announcements coming up today at some point this evening. I'm still in the process of editing video, and I still have to do a few things, but there are two major things coming up. Major, huge, massive for the channel, which also that JB, Jared Boyd, and Steal Your Dibs is involved in, as well as Robert and Ricky Ramone. And of course, the producer. Where's the producer?
Mikey, yes, Mikey. Good job, Mike. Producer
What a
Mike.
bum. Where's the best producer on the planet?
Are you going live tonight?
We don't know yet because I'm on a timeline right now with a lot of things on today. But things produce. Oh, Jesus. Come in, you blocked. Come in. We will be working hard tonight on a few things. We're gonna try to get stuff up tonight. If not, tomorrow will be the main reveal on our two things coming up for WrestleMania weekend, and something is happening this Saturday, March the 26th. We will let you know what it is. So please stay tuned. Hit the notification bell here on JB's channel, as well as mine. And JB and Richie, you guys will be part of that if you guys are available. Kira. I'm going to say it's Kira for everybody. Kira, have you decided for sure? Kira has decided on Temple University, everybody.
She's not going anywhere. Wherever she goes, she's going to stay home. That's it.
That's true. That's true. But Kira has decided on Temple University. As of right now, that's what she's decided on, unless another school comes through that she changes her mind on. But right now it's Temple. I want to tell you this, that we'll be having the Kira and Tantalizing show tomorrow. That's a totally separate show that's non-wrestling related, has nothing to do with WrestleMania weekend. I want you guys to check that out. Also want to say one last thing before we go. Richie made a comment today on in the car when I was talking to him. This channel, my channel, would not be any good without this kid. She doesn't get the credit she's due. This kid, if you're not familiar with my channel, she does everything. She does the show on Friday nights for the most part because I've been going out. I've been doing different things. And she makes this channel run. Everybody watching, if you want to start a YouTube channel, this is going to be your new t-shirt. Get yourself Akira because without her, there's no Tantalizing Tony show. So I just want to give her props for everybody on JB's Nation, the Mr. Stereo Dip Enterprise Nation, and let you know that we got some big stuff coming up for WrestleMania weekend. JB and I are going to a lot of events. Some together, some separately. We're going to have footage on both channels. We're going to be mixing footage. It's going to be, listen, if you guys can't get to WrestleMania, the best way to go is to live vicariously through us because we are going to blow the roof off AT&T Stadium.
Is there a roof on it?
There is a roof. Put it open. Put it open. So, yeah, major announcement coming tonight on two things, wrestling related. So, stay tuned.
Yes, sir. Definitely. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in for Ravishing Ricky Ramon, my brother from another, Tantalizing Tony. I'm Mr. Celia Dibs.